Halfmilesniper here, and today we're going to talk real quick about my return trip from Hawaii, meeting ticket agent Karen, and some TSA shenanigans. So, y'all sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. So, if y'all were watching the prior video about taking my CCW to Hawaii, you knew I had no problem getting there, had no problem getting my gun registered, had no issues with Maui PD. Everything was great. The day we left, that all changed. Now, if you've never been to Hawaii, when you leave Hawaii, before you even get into the airport, you have to go through an ag, for lack of better terms, an ag check station. They run your bag through a machine and make sure you're not taking any plants or fruits or what have you. Get through that, no problem. We go to the ticket gate, and because I'm traveling armed, I can't check in early and print my boarding pass at home because I've got the other things I have to do. So we go up, we get in line, and we'll just call her Karen. She looks at us and she waits, and finally she waves us over. And just as I'm getting there, Karen asked, "Where's your boarding pass?" I laughed and said, "Well, you haven't printed me one yet." I said, she goes, "Well, you're supposed to print it out at home," and this. I told her, I said, "I can't. I'm traveling with a checked firearm." Her whole demeanor changed. And changed a lot. And she demanded to know where the gun was. I said, "Well, it's in my suitcase." And I set the suitcase down on the side. I undid the combination lock. I opened the suitcase, and my gun box was in the suitcase right on top where I left it. And just to show, there's no guns in my gun case right now. And this gun box, this was one that was given to me by Uncle Sugar. It's a heavy, I guess it's actually kind of a composite, hard-sided, combo lock, key lock gun box. The other thing I wasn't doing was I wasn't running a TSA lock on my suitcase because I'm not required to, because there's a gun inside my suitcase. So, ticket agent Karen gets a little witchy, and she asks, "Is the gun in there?" I go, "Yes, it is. Would you like me to open this?" No. Is it unloaded?" "Yes, it is." "Who has the key?" "I have the key." And I'm about up to here now with her anti-gun attitude. And then she says, "You're not carrying more than 11 pounds of ammo, are you?" And I laughed and decided to get a little smart aleck. And I said, "No, I'm not traveling to a match. If I was going to a match, I would have way more than 11 pounds of ammo, because I would be traveling with between 5 and 10,000 rounds. Ooh, that sent her through the roof. "Nobody needs more than 11 pounds of ammo. I don't know what anybody would need that much ammo for. Blah, 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 blah. If you had more than 11 pounds of ammo, all the police would be here." And I said, "I do not have 11 pounds of ammo. I have one box of ammo, and it's in the bottom of the other side of the suitcase." Well, then she put the tags on, checked my wife's bag. I locked my bag back up, and off we go. We headed to the TSA line, which, since we didn't have TSA clear and we didn't have TSA pre-check, and clear and pre-check had all kinds of lines for checking people, but regular boarding passes, they only had one line available, and it was backed up. And we were probably in line for close to an hour, and we're just getting to the the biometric scanner stage where they verify that you are who's on your passport or real ID. And my phone rings. And it's Delta Honolulu. I answer, Mr. Halfmile, you declared a checked firearm in your bag? I said, yes, I did. You don't have a TSA lock on your suitcase. Would you be willing to provide the combo? And I thought about this for a minute. I said, you know what? What's the worst they can do? The gun's locked up inside. They make me come open up the box, right? I said, sure, I'll give you the combo for the lock. Well, is there a combo for the gun case? I said, there is, but that won't do TSA any good because it's also locked. It's combo and key lock. Oh, who has the key? I said, I have the key. And they're like, oh, well, we'll have to go talk to TSA and keep your phone on. You may have to come back to the ticket gate because you may have to open up the box for TSA. We get through the biometric scanner, and now, I don't know, like 15 minutes have gone by, and we're finally getting to the place where you got to put your hands over your head and go through the body scanner. And we're one person away from the body scanner. Phone rings. It's Delta Honolulu again. And the lady goes, Mr. Halfmile, TSA says you're good to go. They don't need you to come down to open up the box. Have a safe trip. Thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. We get through the scan. We get to our plane just as they're starting boarding. Since we're boarding zone 5, we're the last people to go on. We get on the plane. We're in the plane. We've been on the plane for a while. When I finally get the text that says my suitcase has been loaded onto the plane. Okay, my suitcase made it. Everything's good. We have our 7-hour flight, our 6.5-hour flight back home. My daughter picks us up at the airport, throw the suitcase in the back of the car. We get home. It's now 12:30, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, well, I got to unload. I got to get my gun out. I got to do this, do that. And I lifted my gun box out of the suitcase like this and set it on the bed. And I noticed there was a machine screw underneath the box. And I thought, that's odd. I didn't load any machine screw in my suitcase. I wonder where this came from. Checked my suitcase, no place a machine screw could have come from. And then I decided, well, let me get my gun out of the box, and I picked it up by the handle, and things felt odd. There's 2 machine screws in the bottom of the box here that hold this cover on. What's under this cover is the battery compartment for the little red light so you can read the combination in the dark. And that's the only thing that it accesses. One screw was out, the other screw was loose. And there was no required TSA was in your baggage flyer that they put in there when they go in your baggage. And I guarantee you TSA shenanigans happened because Ticket Agent Karen probably went running to TSA going, there's a gun in this suitcase, there's a gun in this suitcase. And they took a screwdriver and they undid the screws and tried to access the lock mechanism of my gun box through these screws. And when they put them back in, they put one in and didn't get it very tight, and they put the other one in and didn't get it very tight. And I've traveled 1,000,000 miles with this box and have never had screws come loose out of it. Yet, one 6-hour flight, screws came out. We'll see if I have 4 S's on my next boarding pass the next time I fly. Ticket Agent Karen getting all bent out of shape that I had a gun and I might actually use more than 11 pounds of ammo at some point in time. TSA shenanigans with letting them into my suitcase and them not being able to get into my box, but taking screws out to try to get into it and not putting it back together right, and then not leaving the dang proof that they were in my suitcase. It gets a little frustrating. Other than that, my trip to Hawaii was great, and I had no problem with my CCW, and like I said, Maui PD was great. The process to register my gun there in Hawaii was great, and I had no issues at all. Just that one lady on the day we left. Next time I go, be curious to see if I get Ticket Agent Karen or if I have to go through any more TSA shenanigans. So that's how the end of my trip went, and I just felt I needed to vent. And maybe if somebody from TSA watches this video and sees that there was some TSA agent shenanigans at OGG Airport in Maui, and they decide to look into it, they are more than welcome to contact me. So, with all that being said, I really do appreciate all y'all hanging with me, watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. Subscriber count's still fluctuating. YouTube's doing their thing, but we're trending up. So, hey, feel free to subscribe. Subscriptions are free. I appreciate it if you do. I ain't asking anybody for money. I don't have a Patreon. I do shooting videos because I like to shoot. I've been a shooter all my life. I used to get paid to shoot. Used to hunt people. What can I say? So, with all that being said, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. If you're in a constitutional carry state, get a CCW anyways. You never know. You might travel. And, hey, if you're retired law enforcement and you go to Hawaii, you can carry a gun there. You just have to register it or you face a felony. So, carry everywhere you can. So, as always, Halfmilesniper, thanking y'all, reminding y'all, stay safe, keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.